Hi, my name is Enrique, and this is my video review for the book by Stephen Fried, Appetite for America, and the short film documentary, The Harvey Girls, a film by Katrina Parks. The book tells the tale of a very interesting character, Fred Harvey, who, according to the author, is responsible for changing the service industries for modern times. Fred Harvey was an entrepreneur who began his career at the age of 17 when he, like many Americans then and now, migrated to the United States for a better chance of life. The story revolves around the life of Fred Harvey on a journey from his struggles to his success. The author, Stephen Fried, credits Fred Harvey for creating the first chain restaurant and the first chain hotel. He took advantage of all the relationships that he made during his time working for the railroads and turned those into opportunities. So, before we go any further into this review, it is important to understand a little bit about the life of Fred Harvey. Fred Harvey was born on June 27, 1835. He immigrated to the U.S. in 1853 from Liverpool, England, where he arrived in New York and he quickly found a job washing dishes at a restaurant. However, through perseverance and hard work, he was able to climb the ladder and become one of the line cooks. This became a theme for most of his life, starting at the bottom of the pyramid and climbing up until he had his own empire, which included restaurants, luxury hotels, newsstands, and even tours into Indian country. Fred Harvey was a man of relationships. It was through selling advertisements for newspapers that he was able to meet a lot of important people. He built these strong relationships that would later come into play with the development of his own business. He saw the quality of food that the passengers were getting and saw this as an opportunity to step in and change the service provided to the passengers. The author, Fried, described Fred Harvey as an opportunistic sponge, and to be fair, that is a perfect analogy for how Fred Harvey built his empire. So, how did all this success suddenly end? Well, one clue was given to us by Dr. Gerlich when he discussed the product life cycle, and after all the success that Fred Harvey Company had, it all had to come to a decline. One of the points the author talks about is crediting Fred Harvey for being a revolutionary in women's history. Not only did he give many women their first job, but he was able to empower them by allowing them to earn their own money and be more independent. There are debates that the opportunity that was offered to these women was very limited based on the rules that were imposed upon them as well as the requirements to be hired. However, Fred Harvey was thinking ahead as he looked to solve the problem that was taking place in one of his Harvey houses in Raton, New Mexico. The black male waiters were being harassed by the southern men whose tensions had led them to fights with the waiting staff. The idea was to hire a single woman that would calm things down and lower the tensions. I agree with the author and say that Fred Harvey played a big role in the lives of these women as well as be an example to other companies that would soon follow the same strategy. Social equality is something that would take a long time, and he was one of the first to think ahead to women's role in today's society. Another point that the author makes is the impact that Fred Harvey Company had on the Native American culture. It was Fred that introduced Americans to America. Through his detours, he was able to expose the culture that had long been forgotten. The argument could be made that he bastardized the culture, turning it into a product. But he offered the passengers a way to step out of their lives and experience the Southwest to the root. It also allowed the native cultures to monetize some of their customs and provide for their families. So, to answer the question, what was the demise of Fred Harvey Company? After his death, his sons Ford and Byron Harvey were able to continue his father's legacy, making their own contributions and continue to operate until the 1930s. After the Harvey brothers, it was the third generation that decided to sell the company, and the Harvey Company was gone. It wasn't the automobile that killed the company. It wasn't the highways that killed the company. It was Fred Harvey's drive and conviction that went missing that ended the era of the Harvey Company.